Hello friends, I'm the Holy Bleach, and today I'll be reading part 9 of the series Is There Anything Left of Patton by Snow Dice. This part is called And There Is an Answer. Notes for Zombie Apocalypse AU, and Patton is a zombie. Just a quick apology for any background noise that might occur during this chapter. I am still recording in my car, and it is still raining, and there are also dogs that like to bark. Apologies. Roman very clearly had not been expecting an answer to his question. His mouth opened slightly and didn't close. He jerked the gun down and away and stumbled back a step. He looked shocked. Fair. Virgil was shocked too. Roman started. Logan, ever able to roll with the punches, stepped forward and situated himself firmly between Patton and the other men. He pulled Patton to his chest, and Virgil was sure to an outsider it didn't look nearly as desperate as it probably was. See, he snapped, as though he hadn't been 100% bullshitting 5 seconds ago. Could any of the zombies you run into out there speak, or is there another breed I don't know about? Perhaps I'm one too. Perhaps maybe you are. I'm sorry, Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm taking Patton to bed before you can upset him any more than you already have, Logan hissed before putting his arm around Patton and pulling him back up the steps. Virgil watched him go, eyes wide. Roman, what the shit? The other guy spat. I didn't. Virgil couldn't even be mad. He was right. Patton was a zombie. Very, very clearly a zombie. Virgil had the traumatic memories of watching him consume raw meat to prove it. He was a weird zombie, certainly, in that he didn't eat living things, but he still shambled around, went after loud things, and tore his food apart with savage gusto. And he talked. Apparently. What the actual fuck did that mean? I know you have fucking damage, babe, but can you use your head for 2.5 goddamn seconds? The second guy was berating Roman while Virgil spiraled into a pit of panic confusion. I'm sorry, He turned to speak to Virgil. I'm so sorry. Okay, Virgil had to pull it together to say something intelligible. Yeah, well, it's a thing. Great. Is he, going to be okay? Roman's companion asked, and it took Virgil a moment to realize he must be talking about Patton, because as far as they knew, Patton was some really traumatized dude that Roman had just threatened to shoot. I don't know, Virgil answered honestly. Yeah. Do you think I'd be able to apologize to him? Roman asked. No! Virgil yelled, and the other 2 men blinked at his sudden shift of tone. It's probably not a really great idea right now. Patton is, why don't you let him approach you? Yeah, Roman replied, looking thoroughly miserable. Virgil almost felt bad for him. Of course, yeah. You're right. There was a long and awkward pause. I'm going to go check on them, Virgil said. You can stay here for now, I guess. There's macaroni in the refrigerator. You can eat that. You have a working refrigerator? Roman asked. Virgil waved the question about their extensive solar power system off, barely restraining himself from running up the steps. He slipped into Logan's room and closed the door behind them. Logan was currently trying to get Patton to lay down on the bed, but Patton was fighting him and trying to get back up. Holy shit, Lo. Yes, Logan replied, and his hands were shaking as he pressed Patton against the bed. You need to stay here right now, dear. He started to cry. Hey, Logan. Virgil crossed the room and pulled him into a hug. Logan let go of Patton to hug Virgil back. Once Patton realized he wasn't being restrained anymore, he wiggled around a bit, but ultimately settled himself on the bed. Virgil watched him over Logan's shoulder. His eyes were lifeless once again as he caught his breath. He was no different than he had been this morning, and if Virgil hadn't heard him speak himself, he wouldn't have believed it. There had been life on his face for a moment. It had been a very brief moment, but it had been there. Is he alive in there? Logan voiced the question Virgil had been thinking. He talked, Lo. I don't know what that actually means, but something is alive in there, yes. Logan drew away from him then, and turned to the man lying on the bed. Are you there, Patton? He reached forward with gentle fingers to stroke across his brow. Patton made a sound at the touch and started reaching for the thing like he always did. Logan didn't try to push him off at all. Can you hear me, my love? He let Patton mindlessly claw at his face again and again. I love you so much. He leaned forward to press a soft kiss to his forehead. To Virgil's surprise, Patton seemed to calm a bit after that. He laid back against the bed. Virgil should probably talk to Logan about what they were going to do and about the broken down door and the men downstairs, but for now, he couldn't bring himself to mention it. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you to Snow Dice for allowing me to read this fic. If you like their writing and would like to read more, I have a link to their master list in the description, and if you like my voice, I have more videos like this on my channel. New chapters of this series are posted on Saturdays, so be sure to keep a lookout for that, and with all that being said, I hope you have a wonderful day, and stay safe out there, guys.